On your hands and knees for cat-cow, remember when you go into this cat, it is arching the back, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the core in, tucking your chin down. When you extend into cow, you do want to let that pelvis tilt forward and really work through extending your back, especially through your thoracic spine, kind of drawing those shoulders down and back as you look upward. You're going to do 5 to 10 repetitions of this just to get warmed up and get that spine moving. After this move, you're going to move down onto the floor, 4 planks. So if you need to pause the video to give yourself a little bit more time, do that now. As we do those planks, you're going to bend the knees like we discussed so that you are resting at the top of the thighs when you raise up into this plank. Your goal here is to draw the belly in and up, and you are working on holding 5 seconds at a time here. I'd like you to do 5 to 10 repetitions of these plank holds. And as you get stronger with it, you will be able to do more and work towards holding this plank for a longer period of time. So again, if you need to pause in order to complete all the reps here, please do that now. The first move is the shoulder swimmer move we did, creating kind of that arch shape with those arms. Starting at the side, raising up only to shoulder height as you arch forward and lower them in front of you. So the hands go together and down in front, and then up and out and down to the sides. 1 repetition is from this position down, up, out, and in, and all the way back to the starting position. Pause here to continue the reps as needed. As now we are into bicep curl to overhead press. 1 repetition is the completion of both moves, and you are shooting for 8 to 15 again here. If you feel like you don't have heavy enough weights to fatigue by rep 15, I would want you to break this move apart and do bicep curls, 15 repetitions, and then shoulder press, 15 repetitions. Using a bench or a sturdy chair. For this next one, you're in that kneeling position in order to complete the single side row to tricep kickback. So you want to get in a nice position where your back is flat. That other leg is out there just for stability, focusing on pulling that elbow in and extending through the elbow. So pull it back for the row and then kick back for the tricep. If the triceps get extremely fatigued, like we talked about today, you can stop that tricep motion and just finish out the set with the row. You want to do both sides, so go ahead and turn around and get the other side done. Next move is goblet squat to the heel raise. Goblet meaning you're holding that weight in the position I'm showing. I'm going to rotate it and show you just a different way to hold it. You can anchor it up against the top of your chest here. The goal is to just try to keep your chest upright as you squat down. As we did today, you can do this over a chair for safety and confidence if you want. You can do it without a chair like I'm doing. You're shooting for 8 to 15 repetitions of this. The next move is the reverse lunge to balance. And I know we talked about just doing it on the one side that does not bother your toes. So you're going to do this as you're able on the one side to really focus on weight bearing through that front leg, reaching back far for the lunge. The modification we talked about for your other leg, I'm going to show you, is floating that other leg back and you're doing that kind of mini squat on that leg. So you are working on bending and hinging a little bit through the hips, engaging all the muscles. You can, of course, do this exercise on both legs. I love it. It's great for balance. You can hold on to something for support as needed. But again, you're floating that back leg back and just doing a small squat. This next move is a modification of the hip hinge or Romanian deadlift. And we worked on this today with the band, but we're gonna try just seeing if you can work on practicing this hinging motion. So you're gonna have that back leg actually float back, use something for balance. Demonstrating it on the other side, I just wanna make sure you're keeping from the hips clear up to the shoulder in a nice straight line. So you wanna think about just pushing the hips back in order to hinge. Next move is using this loop. If you don't yet have a loop, you can do this without resistance. If you do have a loop, I want you to put that around the ankles, hip abduction, side leg lift, aiming with the heel. Make sure you focus on not turning your toes out while you do this move. You can balance or hold on to something for support, but again, the focus is on the outsides of those hips. Each leg, 8 to 15 repetitions as needed to get to fatigue.